Hello football lovers. New channel Football Moments is here to tell you some fresh news. In this video you'll find PSG to axe Pochettino after real loss. Man Utd ready for Lewandowski move and is hunting Tuchel. Putin is killing Chelsea, the club without transfers, tickets and contracts due to Abramovich sanctions and other stories. Mauricio Pochettino is facing the sack at PSG after overseeing their Champions League capitulation against Real Madrid, according to reports in the Daily Mail. The Argentine has been heavily linked of late with the vacant role at Old Trafford, which is currently filled by interim head coach Ralf Rangnick. This morning's back pages are all full of stories about Pochettino, whose future as PSG head coach is hanging by a thread, says the Daily Telegraph. All of which further raises the likelihood that the former Tottenham boss will look to become Manchester United's next manager. On loan, Barcelona playmaker Philippe Coutinho faces having to take a significant cut to his £480,000 a week wages if he is to make his move to Aston Villa permanent, reports the Daily Telegraph. Villa manager Steven Gerrard said on Wednesday that no decision has been made on whether the club will try to sign Coutinho on a full-time contract this summer. Manchester United's rebuild for next season is already underway, with the club preparing a move for Bayern Munich striker Robert Lewandowski, claimed the Daily Mail. The Poland international has scored 42 goals in just 35 games in all competitions so far this season, but his club is still in silence. Spanish source Sport claims that Paris Saint-Germain have joined Premier League Manchester United in the race for Barcelona defender Ronald Araujo. Questions are being asked of how long a Uruguay international will be sticking around at Camp Nou as he approaches the final year of his contract. Defender Antonio Rudiger will leave Chelsea at the end of his contract this summer. Sky Sports News has been told Chelsea had plenty of opportunities to tie him down to a new deal in the last 6 months but failed. So PSG and Real Madrid remain in talks with his representatives. Rudiger will wait until the summer to make a final decision, as he hasn't ruled out staying in the Premier League. Manchester United are one of a number of clubs believed to be interested in the Germany international. Chelsea Football Club are in disarray after owner Roman Abramovich was hit by sanctions from the UK government. The Russian oligarch has had his assets frozen and will be unable to sell the West London club, having announced his plans to do so earlier this month. It means up to 10 buyers in the mix will be unable to buy the Premier League giants, whilst the club are also facing serious restrictions after a special sporting license was put in place to allow them to keep operating. Chelsea have been stopped from selling tickets and their club shop has been closed, whilst there will be serious implications for Thomas Tuchel's side with no contract renewals or transfers possible. So far the Blues are able to continue paying staff, including players, stewarding and caterers. However, the BBC understands that the government is open in the future to considering a license that would permit the sale of the club, but that would have conditions so that the proceeds would not be able to go to Abramovich due to relationship with Vladimir Putin. This is because they think the viability of the club is potentially best served if it is sold. Chelsea are now likely to see as many as 10 players leave the club without the chance of offering him a new contract come the end of the season. The players in question are Antonio Rudiger, Andreas Christensen, Saul Niguez, Cesar Azpilicueta and others. Chelsea have released a statement after all these news. Chelsea Football Club has been advised that its owner Roman Abramovich has been sanctioned by the UK government. By virtue of his 100% ownership of Chelsea FC plc and affiliated entities, Chelsea FC would normally be subject to the same sanctions regime as Mr. Abramovich. However, the UK government has issued a general license that permits Chelsea FC to continue certain activities. We will fulfill our men's and women's team fixtures today against Norwich and West Ham, respectively, and intend to engage in discussions with the UK government regarding the scope of the license. This will include seeking permission for the license to be amended in order to allow the club to operate as normal as possible. We will also be seeking guidance from the UK government on the impact of these measures on the Chelsea Foundation and its important work in our communities. The club will update further when it is appropriate to do so. Later, the Premier League also have released a statement. The Premier League can confirm tonight's match between Norwich City and Chelsea will go ahead as planned. The government has issued an initial license to enable Chelsea to continue to train, play its fixtures and fulfill its obligations for the rest of the season. The league will now work with the club and the government to ensure the season will proceed as planned and in line with the government's intention. Chelsea coach Thomas Tuchel has always insisted that he is happy to remain at the club whatever happens, but on Thursday morning he saw his odds to become the next Premier League manager to leave his post slashed from 40-1 down to 8-1. So, if Thomas Tuchel is not on Manchester United's managerial radar, he should be, claims a lot of British newspapers. That is all for now. If you prefer our video, be sure to subscribe, click the like button and write your comments. See you tomorrow.